Today's movie has a lot going for it. Chainsaws, decapitations, and enough splatter to make your eyeballs file a restraining order. But the thing you're really going to remember is just how weirdly ahead of its time it actually was. Welcome to Sick Flicks, where I take a deep dive into the cinematic sewer to help you embrace your inner gore geek. I'm Mike Bracken, aka The Horror Geek, and today we're diving into one seriously twisted slice of meta-horror from the godfather of gore himself, Lucio Fulci, with Cat in the Brain. Released in 1990, this one beat Wes Craven to the whole self-aware horror thing by a few years. Yeah, before New Nightmare and Scream were busy patting themselves on the back, Fulci was already out here casting himself in his own movie and blurring the line between filmmaker and madman. And that's the hook. Fulci plays himself, a horror director who's starting to lose it after years of filming extreme splatter. Unfortunately, the guy he turns to for help is even worse, a psychiatrist who decides to hypnotize Fulci and pin a series of brutal murders on him. What follows is part psychological breakdown, part meta-experiment, and part excuse to cram in as much splatter as humanly possible. Heads roll, bodies get carved up, and the narrative kinda just shrugs and wanders off. But if you're here for the gore, you're eating well. It's messy, it's self-indulgent, and it's completely unhinged. Basically, Fulci in a nutshell. But enough about that. Can this fourth wall smashing descend into madness claw its way to a 5 barf bag rating? Let's get to the gore and find out. Oh, and before we get started, today's video is sponsored by patrons Alan Hasty, B1094, and Randy Ramirez. If you'd like to sponsor some videos and free me from the shackles of YouTube's tyranny, you'll find a link to my Patreon in the pinned comment and description below. And now, let's get bloody. And we open with Fulci writing another scathing poison pen letter. Dear Claudio Fragasso, I hate you and Bruno Mattei for ruining my version of Zombie 3. Straight to the deep-cut Fulci references this week. Nightmare Concert, the Toby Keith story. Personally, I think Cat in the Brain was a way better title. John Fitzsimmons, that's just Giovanni Simonelli trying to convince you he's American. Which is funny since every other name on the screen is totally Italian. Fulci loved to give himself cameos, but I'm delighted he finally just said screw it and took the starring role here. Hey, it's Brett Halsey. I think we last saw him in The Black Cat. So, fun fact, Cat in the Brain has footage from like 6 other movies. Brett Halsey's appearances are all from other films. Splicing footage from 6 other films. It's like Fulci wanted to be Bruno Mattei. Fulci's daughter Camilla with a production credit. This is a bald spot zoom, so totally different from the usual Fulci eye zoom. Come on, focus movie. Fulci's unaired 9 Lives commercial is exactly what I thought it would be. And the film is barely a minute old and already lived up to the promise of the title, as we do indeed have a cat in a brain. Kudos for truthful advertising. And over in another movie, we're getting the 3D tour of this house on Zillow. Guessing living right under a jazz club is gonna hurt resale value. Ian Sarah, any thoughts on this soundtrack?
It stinks.
I'm with you on this one. Could we go any slower? There's a dead woman down here, but I can't show it. Because BroodTube hates boobs. Wild that this house is a jazz club and a mortuary, though. Wonder what kind of zoning allows for that. And from there to steak. Sure, I could stop for lunch, I guess. And that meat is elevated, so you could say the stakes are high. Who cooks steak this way? Is this Korean barbecue or Benihana or what? Man, this dude is totally a bachelor. Who's gonna eat my steak while I watch Matlock? That is some rare steak right there. If you listen closely, you can still hear it mooing. And now he's dismembering the woman downstairs. And I think the steak might have been part of her. This movie is definitely delivering the grossness early. I miss this Fulci. There's already more chainsawing in this thing than in Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and we're not even 5 minutes in. Oh, yeah, he's definitely turning her into ground beef. Given the price of ground beef right now, totally makes sense. I'm just gonna get rid of these unusable scraps. It's pretty awful. That can't be a real beard, can it? It's like that Jackass bit where they got Danger Aaron to glue pubes to his face. Cut. This is all terrible. It's a rough shoot, too. Give me Dardo Sacchetti. We haven't had one eye zoom in this entire script. I have a brand to maintain. Fulci's like, I'm going out for some smokes. Might not even come back. I will say his Ed Gein cosplay is really great, though. Thrill as the godfather of gore backs out of a parking space. Have a great lunch, Mr. Fulci. Go F yourself, Paulo. RFK Jr. has lunch with a nun. Oh, Mr. Fulci, can I get you started with some mozzarella sticks? Our potato skins are to die for. Oh, come on. As Gordon Ramsay would say, this hamburger is raw. I mean, that lettuce garnish is probably more cooked than that meat. Fulci then bails and heads back to work. Oh God, these dailies are terrible. Even the brutal eye violence looks fake.
We must do something about those eyes.
Damn it, drop my bowl of eyes again. I'm such a butterfingers. Lucio Fulci visits the set of Joe D'Amato's Anthropophagus. I sure hope he doesn't run into Luigi Montefiore. Whoa, Dr. Lucio Fulci? Has to be an honorary degree, right? Hey, did the trees bleed on this guy? That's a lot of blood for logging. Hey, trying to nap here. Could you saw somewhere else? Taking a nap in the middle of your own movie is a bold choice. This is also exactly what happens every time I go to film a video. Suddenly there are 14 long guys on my street. And it was at this moment Fulci realized he was late for football practice. I zoom. Fulci I zoom on Fulci. I think that gives me a winning B-movie bingo card. Hey, you have some schmutz on your face, man. Hey, turn off that damn chainsaw. I'm trying to come up with an idea for the Beyond 2. I cut you, Lucio. Lucio Fulci is Buddy Hatchet. Do you kids even remember comedian Buddy Hackett? Christ, I'm old. This is giving me do not entry sign flashbacks to the beyond. Oh, hey, there's a new Mama's Family on this week. Says so right here in the TV guide. But she's got more pressing matters to attend to. Hi, I'd like to place an order for your Time Life books Mysteries of the Unknown series. God, is everyone ordering them? Those commercials were effective. Turns out she's violating Fulci's medical privacy. Guessing they don't have HIPAA clauses in Italy.
Guess who just walked in as a patient? Yes, that director.
I mean, I guess she could have meant Argento or Lamberto Bava, but still. This whole thing is like a 976 sex line commercial from the 90s. Ready to talk to hot singles in your area? Call 976 Duck. Tolls apply. $3.99 for the first minute, $1.99 for each additional minute. Wait, his psychiatrist is the amazing Randy? Look, Doc, I've been depressed ever since the Catholic Church blackballed me over Don't Torture a Duckling. I should have had Argento's career, damn it. Look at him. He's like, Argento. That bastard. Not gonna lie. I'm not even sure these two are in the same room, let alone the same scene.
Do you think I'm going crazy, Doctor?
No. I think you're already there. Fulci mouth zoom. Sure hope this guy brushed after lunch. Cinecittà establishing shot. Lucio, I'm so glad you're back. Giovanni broke the eye zoom lens again. Back on set, we get one giant pimp hand. Fulci is like, this is cinema. Another day directing trash movies. Just living the dream. And of course the studio has notes. Lucio, there was a lot of sex in that last scene, but when do we get to the gore?
Sadism. Nazism. Or is it Nazism, sadism?
Tomato. On this show, it could be D'Amato. So basically, the meta text here is that Fulci is losing his mind, presumably because he made all these messed up movies. Basically here, he's making his version of Gestapo's Last Orgy, which means I can't show anything. Lucio, get yourself together. He makes splatter movies, not Joe D'Amato skin flicks. Oh, don't be mad, Joe. You know I love you. Hi, I'd like to apologize for my unhinged behavior earlier. I think my films are getting to me. And now it's off to opera practice. I've forgotten how random this movie is with all the spliced in footage. She kinda looks like a young Rosella Drudy. I think Fulci actually liked her a lot more than he liked Mattei and Fragasso. Oh, it's Pimpan, the opera. Honestly, this is maybe the only way you could get me to sit through an opera. Give me the film board, please. This movie must be stopped. So, did you like the dailies? And Fulci clearly understood his target demographic.
But I make horror films. If I made films about love, no one would buy a ticket.
I don't know. I'd totally drop money on a Fulci romance. Can you even imagine? I mean, that was basically New York Ripper, right? Whole lot of back and forth in this scene. You know, because of the metronome. No, Lucio, don't let him hypnotize you.
Your eyelids are getting heavy. You're getting drowsier.
It is a bold move to try to put the audience to sleep on purpose. I zoom. Hey, this guy is not a good doctor.
When you hear this sound, your mind will make you live scenes that you think are real.
So, Doc, did you make me act like I was a chicken while I was under? I always wanted to do that. Evil eye zoom. Anyway, back in our movie within the movie, our killer's about to pick up a working girl. Hey, that's the psychiatrist. So yeah, if it wasn't clear earlier, he's setting Fulci up to be a patsy for his crimes. Any thoughts on that, Lance Henriksen?
That's the stupidest fucking thing I ever heard.
Also, I love how unhinged the dude looks. That's the kind of subtle, nuanced performance I love in my Fulci films. And his favorite book was clearly A Farewell to Arms, because he chops her hand off. I should also point out the fact that the killer is clearly being shot at night, while the victim is shot in day. Say it with me, kids. Continuity is hard. Then he lops off her head, too. And the old saying is right, because it definitely rolls. Don't worry, though. Inspector Fulci is on the case. And he finds the victim, which makes me want to ask why he was out here in the first place. Was he coming to employ this woman's services, too? This movie is so weird. Later, he finds some quiet time to reflect. What have I done with my life? I wasted it making crap like House of Clocks. I could have done something. Stop, Fulci. You're gonna flood it. And it won't start, so it looks like he's hoofing it through the end of the beyond. He even has a Fabio Frizzi score. Chef's kiss. I would bet good money Fragasso shot this scene for Fulci. He's off camera screaming, "Needs more fog!" But he doesn't find zombies or the void. He just finds people having a bonfire in a cemetery. Come on, Lucio, we're making s'mores. Then the hostess walks right into this jump scare. Oh, hey, it's a movie set. Very meta, Fulci. Fulci's like, this damn movie makes no sense. Maybe I can save it in editing. First person driving scene. I'm gonna tell Sterling this was the first Gran Turismo game. This is also gonna make me puke from motion sickness. And Fulci's hallucinating. Again. Man, I gotta lay off the LSD. And wheelchair through the window. Because why not? The challenge of this episode is trying to explain what's happening, because it's all just Fulci basically half-reacting to scenes spliced in from other films. It's all very random, kind of like a clip show. Fulci, I zoom on Fulci! Finally, a little me time. Been waiting to take the Browns to the Super Bowl all day. I love that this is basically Fulci as Mr. Rogers. Let's take the trolley to the neighborhood of make-believe where the zombies have eaten King Friday. And more random footage. Oh yeah, things are getting steamy.
Hell yeah.
No, not like that, you pervs. I mean, there's steam coming from all this water. Fulci's like, no, this is all terrible. And it is, except we get a ripped out tongue that's pretty awesome. I'm gonna take a stab at getting this movie back on track. Fulci has decided this is all too much. I'm gonna have a quiet evening and eat my Olive Garden leftovers. Hey, is that a Pokeball on top of the microwave? Fulci's gotta catch 'em all. Fulci microwave zoom. Which segues to whatever this is. Oh, right, melting wax. Guess Fulci took that whole "this will melt your face off" thing literally. Oh no, they're out of J&B! Which leads to another hallucination. This dude is apparently stuffed full of blue raspberry filling. There is so much good gore that I cannot show. This is a tragedy. Oh no, I burnt my tour of Italy! Hey, Doc Crazy is back. He even drives unhinged. Guess he followed Fulci right into another clip segment, which features an old dude hooking up with a woman half his age. I think we know how this is gonna end, right? Hi, just want to let you know one of your taillights is out. And this ends just as expected, with multiple stabbings and a throat slash. And now we're off to a new random clip. Man, this could be the rare instance on this show where it really was a boating accident. Looks like she's being stalked by Captain Hook. I'll get you, Peter Pan. I guess it could have been Candyman, too. Oh, hi there. Then she spills her guts for him. Then he gets these guys, too. Okay, so this was no boating accident after all. Man, check out Fulci's sweet Pioneer car stereo. He even has an auto-reverse tape deck. Swanky. Penny's got like 24-inch subs in the back with Alpine amps that rattle the windows. Ah, wait. My next random hallucination is back this way. I missed the turn. Rambo, is that you? Fulci's like, no filthy hippies in my town. I'll run you down. Man, he even backs up to run him over again. Savage. But it was just a mannequin torso. Back at the killer's place? You should respect me more. I could kill you and blame it on Fulci, you know. Ooh, I like this forceful side of him. Lucio, don't sit so close to the TV. You'll go blind. I had a refrigerator the exact same color as this phone growing up. Hi, Dardano. It's me, Lucio. I made a mess of this film and was wondering if you might help me fix the script. Turns out that was a dead end, though. And speaking of dead ends, time for another killing. Gonna club you like a baby seal. And there's some great gore here again. Damn you, prude tube. And somehow she's still alive. I don't know, Lucio. Watching these dailies, I think my performance might be a bit over the top. What? No, you're fantastic. All right, Fulci, your hour is up. Get out. Joke's on him. I didn't really have another patient. I just wanted to get day drunk. Oh, hold on. I think the movie just gave us a thesis statement.
Doesn't that stupid old theory say that seeing violence on the screen provokes violence?
Man, this guy is a ninja. No one will spot me in my gray Hagar suit. Fulci didn't get the answer he wanted on the phone, so he's just gonna go to the Sacchetti's house and insist he helps him. Please, I'll even take Elisa Briganti's help if you're too busy. If you don't know Italian horror, that joke is not nearly as funny. Whoa, sorry to barge into your shower in a totally different movie. Great, now we're ripping off Psycho. Fulci was many things, but Alfred Hitchcock was not one of them. She gets stabbed more than Julius Caesar, and Fulci just watches. What a hero. Guess Giovanni Frezza was busy, so they had to hire this kid to be the new Bob. And then the kid walks right into a chainsaw. You hate to see it. This is why all chainsaws should be kept in a chainsaw safe. By God, mankind is cramming Mr. Sacco down Discount Gina Davis's throat. Stop the damn match. My Giovanni Rossellini is every bit as good as my JR. She really lost her head. Hey, Fulci, what are you doing in my house? You were peeping on my wife showering again, were you? He tells the guy his family is dead, but the dude's like, no, I left them on vacation. They're fine. Fulci's like, oh, my bad.
As if my brain is being eaten by a cat.
That's pretty close to a title mention, so drink. You've heard of talking in your sleep, but in Italy, it's opera in your sleep, apparently. That would be a deal breaker for me. Looks like it might be for him, too. So, baby, you said you wanted to do some roleplay in the bedroom. So let's pretend I'm Indiana Jones and I'm gonna go spelunking in your Temple of Doom.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, exactly like that. Got me again, pervs. Back at the doc's house, he's about to strike again. This time it's his wife. That cord is cutting right through her neck, too. A lot of decapitations in this one. I feel like Brandon Tenold would love it. Alright, give me the cord back. I need to put it back in the piano. Claudio, it's so damn foggy out here I can't find my mark. But we can find another kill. Looks like someone had a really scythe time. Sleeping off another one. If I had $1 for every time I've woken up in a field with no idea how I got there. Hey, that's not a litter box. Oh look, someone buried a nose here. I see you found my field of corpses. I'm expecting a big harvest this year. And in a giant Deus Ex Machina, this dude somehow solved the entire case off screen. Damn it, Fulci. Let's just leave him here. Nature will do its thing. And look at that boat name. How fitting, especially since Fulci made a film called Perversion Story, most commonly known as One on Top of the Other. Oh, come on, Lucio. You can be your granddad. But wait, it's a swerve. Fulci really is demented. Oh, he just needed bait. But it's the rare double swerve. It's a movie in a movie filled with movies in movies. This is like Inception.
So long, and thank you.
And cue credits. So, what have we learned from Cat in the Brain? Well, for starters, just based on timelines, you can't really argue that Fulci didn't beat Craven to the punch with this one. That being said, Craven's New Nightmare is an actual film, while Cat in the Brain feels more like a clip show highlight reel of Fulci splatter effects with a poorly formed frame to try and turn it into a narrative. I like both, but I think Craven's film is more fully formed. But enough about that. Can Cat in the Brain earn Lucio Fulci another 5 barf bag rating? Let's go to the gore card. In terms of gross anatomy, Cat in the Brain delivers. We're treated to chainsaw dismemberment, multiple stabbings, multiple beheadings, cats in brains, and a melting face. There's even more here, but the gore card only has so much room on it. Some of the effects are dodgy and pulled from other films, but it's still very splattery. Because of that, I'm happy to give Cat in the Brain a very respectable 4 barf bag rating. This is a sick little flick that showcases why Fulci was revered as the godfather of gore. Looking for another crazy Italian splatter flick from the 90s? Then be sure to check out my video on Fatal Frames. You'll find a link here on the screen. I'll meet you over there. Until next time, I'm Mike Bracken, aka The Horror Geek, bringing you all the splatter that matters.